Around late 2024, Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, and some other entrepreneurs were pushing President-elect Donald Trump for more openness around H-1B visas. An H-1B visa is basically a classification of a non-immigrant visa, basically allowing U.S. employers to hire foreign workers in specialty occupations. In this particular situation, it's tech, right? So a lot of these guys in Silicon Valley, which makes sense that a tech entrepreneur, Elon Musk, would want this. And why would he want this?
The more important point, I think, Mr. President, is we need high-skilled workers in this country.
Yes.
We need to recruit the best and brightest from the world. Every time we get somebody super intelligent from India or Europe, any country, that's
three of us
one
are
less,
immigrants, sir.
Yeah, and 3 of the 4 here are immigrants, the ones without the ties. And we can get these great people into our country, and that's a loss for our adversaries and our competitors, and it's a gain for us. But I've never heard you talk about this. Can you please promise us you will give us more ability to import the best and brightest around the world to America?
As you can see on that particular stream, 3 of the 4 guys that were talking to Trump were immigrants themselves. And so Donald Trump is actually in agreement with this. Now, in his first presidency, he was more of against the H-1B classification. But remember, Elon Musk unbanned Donald Trump from Twitter, helped Donald Trump win the election. So of course, as a favor to Elon Musk and Vivek, he's like, yes, I'm willing to do this. However, things changed. First of all, the MAGA supporters were against this. And it makes sense because Donald Trump came in and said, listen, I'm going to get all of this illegal immigration out of the country. And that's what he basically voted on. And nobody had a problem with that. But what he wasn't saying is, I'm going to replace those migrants with higher skilled people who can come in and do the job. Basically, the jobs that you Americans can't do because you're too dumb.
Damn!
Or too expensive, or both.
He ain't lying.
And this made the MAGA supporters furious because the migrants are taking away lowly jobs, which we don't care about. But everybody knows the tech jobs pay a lot of money, especially in the Silicon Valley. You're talking upwards of 6 figures or more. And so these guys who own these companies like Elon Musk or Vivek, you know, they're US citizens now, but they were not at first. They'll be making profits in America while basically getting cheaper labor from people from out of the country. And so this is going to affect Americans because, hey, listen, Elon Musk built his wealth in America and so did Vivek. So they should be giving those jobs to American citizens so that, hey, we can benefit off of our country. It's only right. And Donald Trump largely ignored this for quite some time until he couldn't. Now, we all know about the fallout between him and Elon Musk, but now Donald Trump is singing a new tune.
No more will these big tech companies or other big companies train foreign workers. They have to pay the government $100,000, then they have to pay the employee. So it's just not economic. If you're going to train somebody, you're going to train one of the recent graduates from one of the great universities across our land. Train Americans, stop bringing in people to take our jobs. That's the policy here. $100,000 a year for H-1B visas, and all of the big companies are on board. We've spoken to them about the gold card.
They love it. They love it. They really love it. They need it.
And even critics of Donald Trump, like even guys on the far right, they really like this move.
And it seemed at the beginning of the year and end of last year that the Trump administration was going to blow up the H-1B cap and make it so that Silicon Valley could bring in as many of these cheap foreign replacements as Silicon Valley had an appetite for. Now, however, there's a new announcement that he's going to do just the opposite. He's going to impose a $100,000 fee on every H-1B visa application, and that's an annual fee. So previously, H-1B workers would be here for 6 years. They renew their application every 3 years. It's a $5,000 fee at most per applicant. Now it's going to be $100,000 per year, which amounts to something like a tariff on foreign labor. It's a very positive development.
But see, what's the most important thing here? Kudos to Donald Trump for keeping those jobs in America. Now, as you know, it's $100,000 plus all sorts of fees for each worker. So it's a lot of money. Now remember, Elon Musk caught a lot of criticism last year for wanting H-1B visas. He said this: the reason I'm in America along with so many critical people who built SpaceX, Tesla, and hundreds of other companies that made America strong is because of H-1B. Take a big step back and F yourself in the face. I will go to war on these issues, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend. Then you even had Indians reacting to this. The American dream is officially over. Then you have guys like this responding to his tweet: the American dream was never supposed to be for you people. Now, while Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and whoever else is complaining about that, here's the main situation that I want you to figure out.
Harm reduction doesn't matter. You guys just want to support a genocide. Well, look up above me. The unemployment breakdown has been shown, and black people are experiencing unemployment rate at a way higher rate than white Americans.
Now, why is this important? I want you guys to understand what the guy is saying. Since 2024 to 2025, we've talked about the migrants, okay? A lot of blacks were for Trump just getting rid of the migrants, all right? And that he's trying to do. But look at what happened with the unemployment rate. From August 2024 to 2025, we saw that white men were 3.4% of the unemployed, and they've only been unemployed for 0.5 percentage, right? Points. So it went up 0.1%. White women are actually less employed, okay? But look at for black men. Black men had an unemployment rate of 5.8%. Now it's 7% as of August 2025. Black women, 6.3%, up to 7.8%. What does this show you? Either way it goes, whether they bringing in Indians or other people outside of the country, or not giving H-1B visas, the one thing is this: black people are being pushed out of the economy faster than the others. Now, can we say it's because of a skills gap? It could be that, but we can also say it's an ownership issue. Now, black people in America have just as much talent as anybody else. However, when you have people owning things in the tech sector or the healthcare sector, even in something like trucking, I have a friend that's a trucker, people who are foreigners and they get into the game, who do they hire? They hire non-blacks. For an example, I have a buddy, he's a truck driver. He's driving for some Russians right now. The whole organization's, for the most part, Russians. Dispatchers, drivers, he's one of the few blacks. On the other hand, when you happen to hire black, it tends to be a problem for black ownership, okay? And this is something that we gotta understand. When a black person is hiring somebody else, they have a more difficult time with those employees, which discourages even black employers from doing so, all right? Now, these other people coming into the country, Indians or white South Africans like Elon Musk, they don't have no loyalty to us, okay? And we got to understand that. They don't have any loyalty to you, so they don't have to hire you, all right? You would have to be really exceptional. Not only are you competing against white people in Silicon Valley, but potentially somebody in India who wants to make and will accept work at a lesser price than you, all right? Or Pakistan, or and even in Africa, whatever the case is. So the unemployment is still biased against you because blacks don't own anything in the private sector. That's why these rates are going up. Again, let me go to black women. We see black women getting fired. It gets publicized a lot more than black men on social media. Workplace, clothes, being on TikTok, things like that. What happens is people are looking at African Americans or black Americans' names. They're looking at black women or black men and saying, yeah, we'll call you next time. And it was no DEI. It doesn't mean that this is still going to be in your favor. They don't have to hire you anymore, okay? They just don't. So no DEI, no diversity. And even if they're keeping these tech jobs in America, who are those jobs going to be for? These are for white people. Okay, so what this is going to cause is black people to once again go back to the old days and find themselves a white space opportunity within the black community. This is another sign of this, all right? So no DEI, remember that, no DEI. There's already no affirmative action. Do not expect with this play, black employment will go up.
He ain't lying.
You would need to still be exceptional. This is also going to create an opportunity within black America or in the black world. This is where the new income is going to have to come from to bring that number down. All right. If this administration is in right now, listen, we already see what's going on with Charlie Kirk. We already see what the tension is. This is a call to action to save white employment, giving jobs to white people that save a lot of money. That's what they mean when they say America first. This is not the best news for blacks. We don't have any political leverage. We didn't have it with the Democrats. You damn sure don't have it here, okay? Might have been a little bit different if blacks had voted more, but we just didn't. I'm going to go back and say this again like Dr. Umar. These people are going to force us to work together. These people are forcing us to work together. These people are forcing us to work together. It is the absolute truth. We got to see it for what it is, okay? By the time this year, next year comes, you might see that number at 10%. Again, remember, those government jobs black women lost are not coming back. If you're critical of anybody on their side now, MAGA, they're getting you fired. Those jobs are not coming back. So what do you have to do? You got to play it very, 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 very particular. And on the side of Elon Musk and Vivek and these guys, they don't owe us anything. Just because they have new companies, and they don't owe you nothing. In fact, it was Elon Musk that wanted to get rid of DEI. Not that we benefited so much from it, but hey. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junker. Put you before you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.